Thank you, Speaker. And the Minister of Education talks proudly how they're progressive conservatives. Well, I asked that honourable member why they went and bought Pierre Poilievre's right-winged man down from Ottawa, who is by far a reformist, to come and lead them to an election and pay them out of funding for the House of Assembly funding. Anyway, the Executive Director of Violence Prevention, Avalon East, says she was very disappointed that there was no mention of ankle monitoring throughout the budget and that there's no mention of resources allocated to it. Given the ongoing concerns around public safety and repeat offenders, why is there no funding or mention of ankle monitoring in this year's budget?
The Honourable Minister of Energy and Mines.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm going to address the preamble, and perhaps if they had hired Mr. Outhouse, they may have had a better chance of winning. The people in Newfoundland and Labrador decided who they wanted on this side of the House, and guess what? It was us. We won, they lost. Even their party donors donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to get pay for play still couldn't drag them across the line. So when the previous minister stands on her feet and wants to address that stuff, she should probably look back in time, as they always used to do when they sat over here, and recognize what they've done.
The Honourable Member for Harbour Grace, Portgrave.
Shameful, Speaker. They wouldn't allow the minister to get up, who is actually very competent and very able to get up and answer the question about ankle monitoring. So what message does it send to communities around Newfoundland and Labrador expecting strong tools to monitor high-risk individuals? Can we hear from the minister? She's quite able to answer the question.
The Honourable Minister of Justice and Public Safety.
I thank the member opposite for her confidence in me as Minister of Justice and Public Safety. And I can say electronic monitoring for individuals that are out on bail is an important tool that we are assessing. I can say, Speaker, that we have been meeting with important groups throughout the province with respect to this issue. I've had meetings with violence prevention groups, and I can say that this is something that we are assessing. We're going to be looking at studies and feasibility studies as well going forward. Thank you, Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Harbour Grace, Portgrave.
Thank you, Speaker. And it's funny, the minister and, of course, the member for Harbour Main, when she was on this side of the House, she shouted loud and clear that it took political will to make this happen. She called to make this happen. She's now in a position to make it happen, if her Premier will support her to make this happen for the women and girls in this province. The Minister of Justice has confirmed there's no sheriff's officers in the budget. Given recent trial delays, and we know that these are intimate partner violence trials caused by lack of sheriff's officers, why was the minister satisfied with this omission?
The Honourable Minister of Justice, Public Safety.
Say that with respect to the sheriff's officers, I'm pleased to say that I have met with NAPE to discuss this important issue. In fact, we're meeting again, scheduled to meet with them again. We're looking at this because this is a priority. There's no question that there are recruitment and retention issues with the sheriff's officers. There are a number of vacancies, however, so that has to be the focus of any plan going forward is on recruitment rather than increasing the number of sheriff's officers positions at this time. We're looking at that focus first, recruitment, and that is where our priority is at this point. Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Harbour Grace, Portgrave.
Thank you, Speaker. And again, I'm glad that the minister is talking to NAPE, and she should have her Premier listen to NAPE and implement their recommendations, because if we could take a few advice from NAPE, we should see the changes that we do need. The Minister of Justice has also confirmed that she has no authority to reopen an RCMP detachment in Grand Bank. Yet, this was promised on the campaign trail by the Conservatives. Why did the government promise something that they knew that they did not have the authority and power to deliver?
The Honourable Minister of Justice and Public Safety.
Speaker, it has become clear today, I think, when we look look at the questions in the House today, the opposition seems to have a very insidious way of taking our words out of context. Mr. Speaker, I can advise that with respect to the RCMP detachment, I know very clearly what we can and cannot do. We are able to look at the operations of the police. We work with them, but we cannot direct RCMP or RNC to put resources anywhere in particular. We work with them, we consult with them, but it is their role and responsibility to direct that. Thank you.
Yeah.